and germs, and welcome back to hang on, just give me a minute because it's a bit noisy down here, and we're gonna find somewhere else to have this conversation. Let's go to the top floor, I think. Just give me a minute. Much better. Hello, ladies and germs, it is Joker here, and welcome back to another redstone tutorial for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Current version is 1.6.200, I think, something random like that. I don't know. 1.16 actually we're in. Anyway, so yes, ladies and germs, it has been like 2 years, and I have finally done it. I have finally come up with a working design for the Bedrock version of the game. This multi-floor elevator works anywhere at all. So let's say we want to go to the very bottom floor, we can press it. It has an instant call function that calls the elevator to wherever you're going. We said we want to go down, so we go ahead and press the down function, and off we go. Okay, so unfortunately the floor is at the bottom. What do you do if you are at the, let's say, 4th floor, and we want to go to the 2nd floor? So we just press this call button, and here's the lift. We then just get in and press the down feature. There is no waiting, no delay. It is that easy and that quick. So without further ado, ladies and germs, let's get on with today's tutorial. Okay, so for this build, you are going to need an area of at least 26 blocks long and 20 wide. This is only if you are building this exact design. If you then want to make this bigger, your actual build plate will be a lot bigger. For every floor you go up, you have to also then go out an extra one as well. You will understand as the build progresses. Anyway, let's get on with today's materials. Okay, so for this first section, this is the blue section. This is the actual piston elevator itself, not the mechanics that tell it which floor and whatever. You are going to need 44 redstone repeaters and 2 redstone comparators. You will need 45 redstone repeaters, 8 sticky pistons, 9 normal pistons, and then building blocks of your choice. And I will be using an obsidian as an indicator block, and blue will be the block I am using to place my redstone on. Be aware that this list is only, I repeat, only for the first floor from 1 to 2. You do need the second repeat comparator, but you will not need a second one for each floor as you go. But I will make that more as we go. Okay, so with all your materials ready for this first section, what you want to do is from the very last block you have room for this build, you want to come down 13 blocks. All of this here is redstone dust and redstone components. You want to come 13 blocks, so here, and then you want to come in 4 blocks. Then I'm going to just place down 2 indicator blocks just here. You do need to come up those 2 blocks, and you want to go ahead and place in 1 piston there, and then come over an extra 1 and place in a second piston there. Right, once you've done that, come to the back of this piston here, and you want to place a block there, and then there, and from that block you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you want to just bring that all the way along. And then for this one, you want to come up 1 block, but also come out that far. And I'll explain why shortly. So, before you go any further, you need to go on top of this first piston here. You need a piston there. You can place a piston here if you want, but I would suggest you place a normal piston so that it doesn't pull this block back. Otherwise, you will have a very nasty landing. So in front of this block here, well, this piston here, you want a normal piston. And then you can go ahead and put in this section like so. So already you can see the pattern. Before I forget, you need to go to this first layer. You need redstone repeater there on full tick, redstone repeater there on full tick, redstone repeater there on 0, and a redstone comparator there. And then you can just go ahead and join these up and make sure you put your redstone to this block here. It doesn't matter about this block really. You can actually remove it if you wish, but I would suggest just keep it there. Alright, so so with now this level done, you want to do basically what you did there, but without the comparator. So you go repeater, repeater, and make sure they're all on full delay. You then want to go repeater there, make sure they're on 0 delay, and then go here like so. You want to then turn and place a redstone repeater there on full delay, and you want to put a redstone dust just there. Don't worry, it doesn't look like it's going to make much sense, but it will. So now come to this side. You then want to just mirror that, except for this repeater. So once again, we'll go repeater, 4 ticks, repeater, 4 ticks, redstone dust, redstone dust, redstone dust, redstone dust, repeater, and repeater. We then want a redstone dust just there. Now, as you can see, these two are talking to each other. Don't worry, place a block there. That solves that problem. You can now put in the next layer. And we keep doing this until we have 8 floors. So currently, this class is as 2. I class this as 2 steps. And this is how I usually do it. Is I now go and do this section. So I do 2 at a time, and this is a really easy way I found to keep track of what I'm doing. So I do a piston there, stick a piston there, and stick a piston there, and normal piston, redstone repeater, redstone repeater, redstone repeaters on full delay, redstone repeaters on full delay, redstone repeater. We then need to redstone dust all of that. And redstone dust all of that. We want that there. We want that there. Full delay. And then again. So that is, we're basically halfway done with this first floor. He says. Yeah. So we need to do then here. And then again. Piston. Piston. Normal piston. Normal piston. Redstone repeater, redstone repeater, redstone repeater on 4 ticks, 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 redstone repeater, redstone like crazy, redstone repeater on 4 ticks. The 4 ticks is important, and at the very end I will show you how to manually program the system, depending on what device you are on. So once again, we just need to do this one more time. And this is where things change ever so slightly, but this is because we are now at the 8 block floor limit. It has to be 8 blocks due to the way the redstone is, unfortunately. I did try to make it so that you could have it at other levels, but you can only do it at longer levels. So if you wanted like 16 or 32 blocks between each level, would be the only other way of doing it. Whoops. So at this top floor here, you then need to go with a repeater there, comparator there, and then carry on like you normally would. And this will make sense a bit later on in the tutorial. And just for sake, I'm going to put this in here. The only thing that you need to understand now is that, say, this is only 2 floors, so I now need to build this section one more time because of the way the redstone works. But I will now go ahead and build the other 4 floors. I think it's 4 floors. I did 6 over there by accident. I was only supposed to do 5. And before I go anywhere, I would definitely suggest, now that you have some type of indication, grab your blocks of choice and you just want to build this around the entire thing. It's also a good idea to count this section, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because of this receiving a second power source, and this will make sense later, it stops this block from extending, which then of course leaves you on this top. So I'm just going to put that there as a reminder that that is the floor we get off on. So here is the floor we actually get off on. Right, I'll go ahead and build the other 3 floors, 4 floors even, and I will see you in a little moment. Okay, so don't forget that you can rewind this video if I was going too fast for you, and don't forget to pause at any parts that you want to take a longer look at. Also, if you guys want anything built within Minecraft, any ideas that you have, something that you've been working on, can't quite figure it out, need some help with, hit me up in the comments below. I am quite happy to help. You need a device building, let me know. I will try and build it, and I will do a tutorial for you step by step as we are doing now. So if you are enjoying this, then please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I do a tutorial. Anyway, back to the build. Okay, so let me just explain what's going on here. We have our first, second, third, fourth, and 5th floor. Now, you do have to build this section above your final floor, and it does need to be the full amount of pistons. Honestly, I can't tell you why this happens, but without this section, none of it works. No idea why. I honestly don't know. But I think we're going to get on with the pink section that will send it up. So for each section, you will need 9 redstone torches and 8 redstone repeaters, and also a block to place it on. So with this main section built, you want to come to the back of the build. And the easiest way for me to explain this to you, you want to place a block just here, then come back 1 and down 1. Now, to many of you, you're probably thinking, Joker, what? But you want to remove that block there. Then you want to place a block here, and then a block there. And you want a repeater here. For now, set it to 2 ticks, and you want a redstone torch here. Okay. Now, this block here that this repeater is going into, place a redstone torch here. You want a block above that, and then you want a repeater here, again on 2 ticks. Now, if you are doing this in survival, crouch here and place that block. You can then go ahead and place in the redstone torch there. Place a block on top of the redstone torch. You just heard the system fire. You then went ahead and place a redstone repeater there on 2 ticks, a block there with a torch on its face. You then want to place a block here, block, redstone repeater, 2 ticks, block, torch, block on its face, redstone repeater on 2 ticks, block, and torch. It's alright, because in creative you don't actually know how many resources you do have. So, and literally this is just a repeating pattern all the way to the top. You do need to make sure that the bottom torch is on by default, because if not, it's not going to work. I think this might be the last one. And torch. Yes, it is. So you can see that this first section is now completely fired. If I remove this bottom torch here, you'll see that everything gets retracted in reverse order. Now, we don't want that. That's what the green and orange circuits later will be. So place that torch and you will actually see everything fire in order, in sync. So why do we need this comparator here? So I'm just going to give you a very quick example, and if I place that, the signal coming from this makes it so this piston doesn't extend. So if you've selected this floor, you can then just walk straight out on it. If we did not have that comparator there on that floor, we would be one block too high, and then now we'd be stuck. Oop. So yeah, imagine I'm in the lift, the doors are open, but now I'm stuck because of this one piston here. So that's what the comparator is actually for. Okay, so this circuit, this pink circuit, was what was giving me trouble originally on the old design, because the old design is just torch on torch on torch on torch. So unfortunately you didn't have any control over the speed of the pink circuit, and I actually come up with the design for this pink circuit while I was asleep. I don't know why in the world I never thought of it before, doing it like this. But one night I was trying to figure this out, and literally I had a eureka moment. I shot bolt upright in bed and screamed at the top of my voice, "Oh my god, I've got it!" and just went straight to work. My poor missus, on the other hand, had a small heart attack. Okay, so with the pink circuit done, this is actually a really, really good time for you just to go down to the bottom here and remove that first torch, and then you can see whether you have any redstone issues, any timing problems, any missed repeaters, or like we've got a block sticking out there. See, like that's a repeater problem just there. And then of course you can go back to the bottom again and fire the whole system by placing in that torch, and you can watch it go up, and as you do you can then see if there are any issues there, if anything is not firing. Like just there we have a piston not firing, and that is due to a missing piece of redstone. So it's just an idea really to just go along and just check that you've got everything correct before going on to the next section, because to mess around with this bit after is a real pain. So let's move on with the green circuit. Now this is the downward section. So for the green downward section, you are going to need 12 redstone repeaters for each floor and 8 redstone dust. Of course, I will be using green as my block of choice. Okay, so you want to come to the pink circuit here, and down to the bottom you want to go ahead and place 1, 2 and 3 blocks. You can then remove these two just here. You want to place another block there, then a block here, and one up and one just there. You can then remove this middle block and then place a block here, then come across, and you want to go one up and one to the side, then remove that block. Actually, I think you will, yeah, you also need a block there and a block there. So you should have something that looks like this. And then the timings for this, I have to check because this is not fun. Okay, so the very bottom one is 4. So you need 2 repeaters here, and you want these on 4 ticks. You want a repeater here on 4 ticks, and then you want a redstone dust here. On the next one up, you want to go 2 repeaters, and both of these need to be on 2 ticks, not 4. Yeah. Then you want a repeater here on full, going into this block, which then will connect to this redstone dust here. You then want redstone dust just there. Now you can, oh god, that didn't work. And then you've got to do all of this lovely funsies again. Boop and a boop. Okay, and so once you have this type of thing and it goes 2, then 1 up, down 1, up 1, and you just repeat that continuously all the way to the top. And then you want to go here with a 4 ticks, here with 4 ticks, and here with 4 ticks, and then redstone dust there. You then want redstone dust here. You then want to go with 4 ticks there, 2 ticks here, and 2 ticks here. So your question may be, well, J0K, what does that actually do? And I can actually show you. So if I do this, this will now force that section to go completely off. It then also unlocks the rest of the system here so that it all resets. And then of course when this then gets turned off, as you can see, once it does, the whole system then goes back up. Now I once again will go ahead, build this entire thing, and then show you the things you need to keep an eye out for. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so please let me know in the comments, do you like this style of tutorial where if we've got a section that is very repetitive, I show you the first section of that repetitive pattern and then just go ahead and do a time lapse so that you can see how far you've got to take it, and then come back in. Please let me know in the comments because I'm no mind reader and it would be a massive help. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video. Okay, so with that done, I would suggest you quickly make a redstone line, bringing you with this down, and I'll explain why shortly. Once I bring it down, this is not actually part of the build, so don't worry, it won't be on the test. So to make sure that the system does in fact work, I would suggest you get a redstone torch, place it down, and to see if it is working, you should drop down something like this. If you are not getting that type of drop mechanic with it, it usually indicates that you have these repeaters the wrong way around. So it should go, for these repeaters anyway, 4 2 4 2 and so on and so forth. The first set of repeaters here, this repeater here has to be facing out, and then the rest should all be fine. This is for later on when we put in the actual mechanic to call the lift and everything. Now if I remove this will also show me whether or not the redstone is working properly, because you should see it go down, cascading, and then the whole system should fire like so. Nice and lovely. Yep. Smashing! That's the whole system working absolutely perfect. On to the orange circuit. You can now get rid of this line here because you don't actually need it. It's just to make sure that everything is working. Okay, so for this orange section, you are going to need 8 redstone repeaters and 8 redstone dust, and I'm also using orange as my block of choice. Okay, so your orange circuit is very much like your green circuit. I'll explain as we go, because this is one of the reset lines. There are currently 2 reset lines, main reset lines for the entire system. So where these set of torches are here on the inside, you want to go ahead and place a block here and then a block there. You can remove that block, place a temporary block there and place one next to it, and another temporary block just there. Then you can go ahead and place a block there and a block there. You can then go ahead and remove those and then just follow that pattern. So you then want to go up, and then you can remove these middle ones here and there and there. So basically you should have like this chalice effect all the way along the system. So to start this off, on this first block you want to place a redstone repeater on 4 ticks, and then behind it another redstone repeater on 4 ticks. You then want a redstone dust there, a repeater here, and you need a repeater on all of these. I'm going to just check those timings. I'm not sure. Why do I think the orange circuit is 2 ticks? That's because it is 2 ticks. Ignore that completely. All the repeaters are non-adjusted. They should all be on default of 2 ticks. There you go. Redstone dust there. So it's going. So when it fires, it triggers this piston. We need a redstone repeater there and a redstone dust there. And then again, you just continue the pattern all the way up. And like you saw before, what I like to do is just build this as high as I need it first. And then I go ahead and knock out the blocks that need to be placed or are going to need something on them. So every one of these needs a repeater going into it like so, and this is literally just the repeater facing the other way each time like so, and then the redstone dust is always in front of the repeater going downwards, if that makes sense. So I will go ahead and build that, and I'll be back with you with things that you need to look out for if it is not working. So guys, did you actually know that this trellis effect going down, it used to be the smallest version of getting redstone signals down on large quantities? You could spiral it, but it does actually take up more room, especially when you've got to do the repeaters and everything. So this used to be the quickest way until somebody figured out that a torch tower in reverse will send the signal. Okay, so for this reset line you will need probably 4 to 8 torches. I'm just doing 8 because it's a nice rounded number, and of course yellow concrete. And the reason why I do it with different colors is so that if something goes wrong I can tell the redstone apart from the other. So come to your orange circuit and come to this repeater here and the block it's on. You want to place a block down there, and then you can literally just build this all the way up. If you're doing it in survival, obviously you will have scaffolding, and then all you have to do is come back down to the bottom and knock out every other block and place in a torch. It does not connect to anything yet. That will be in probably the next episode, to be honest, because I bet this one's getting on a bit, and it is a totally new set of things that need to be put in, and they are a lot more complicated. But this does simply now function. You can go up and you can go down. You just don't have either the instant cool function or the multi-floor cooling system. So, if you want to know how to do all of that, you will have to tune in for part 2. But I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Because if you forget to subscribe, you won't get to see part 2. Or part 3, probably. Yes, this is a very big build. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Joker, and I'll see you in a minute. Money, mo! Ta-ta for now!